Hi everyone, my name is Chris, and 2 years ago I lost 60 pounds in 7 months without exercising or counting calories, and I've been able to keep those 60 pounds off. But my ultimate goal is to lose 100 pounds, and so I started this channel as a way of sharing that second part of my journey with you guys. But before that journey begins, I just wanted to take a moment and show you guys a little bit about how I got to 260 pounds to begin with and what I did to lose the weight and keep it off. All throughout my childhood growing up in Trinidad, I'd always been a chubbier kid. But by the time I moved to the States and enrolled in an American boarding school, I was carrying about an extra 40 pounds. I wasn't very happy there, and I couldn't fake it. I ate to get by, constantly counting down to senior year. After junior and senior year, I'd put on about another 40 pounds, and I couldn't wait to get out. I ended up going to college just outside of New York City. And with the rest of my family right in Brooklyn, I got to have the best of both worlds. I started eating less and taking better care of myself. While I was eating less, I wasn't eating the right foods. Too much dairy, diet soda. I just covered it up with makeup and weave. By my senior year of college, I fell in love with a boy. And then came baby. We were so young and clueless, but in love. We were married and we were a family. Our son was our entire world. By the next year, we welcomed another beautiful boy. It was a quiet, natural home birth. I didn't think I could be any happier. We were finally building the family we'd always wanted. But the next year, the recession hit, and we headed south on a whim one weekend with $1,000 in our wallet. It was a gamble, but it paid off. The boys were happy. Always happy. I poured everything I had into being the best mom and a good support system for my husband. He got a steady job, I handled the finances, and in 3 years, we saved up enough money to buy a half an acre of land and something we'd always wanted, a home of our own. And then came someone we'd always wanted, baby number 3. She was my heart. Then came baby number 4, my soul. She was wild and mischievous. She came out while the nurse was still filling up the tub for my water birth. I'd always wanted a big family like my family back in Trinidad, and it was all happening. But as the years went by, I had left myself out of the picture. It was like I was watching my life happen around me, but I wasn't a part of it. This was one of the few pictures I'd appeared in years. I didn't really see myself until then. I was in pain all the time, and when I stepped on the scale, it said 260 pounds. 2 trips to the ER that year, the year I turned 30, and supposedly there was nothing wrong. The doctor said I was completely healthy. But I knew in my heart that if I didn't take control, this family that I built would have to go on without me. So I started with a pain list. Heartburn from dairy, stomach pains after meat, headaches after too much bread. If it was causing me pain, I stopped eating it. It wasn't a political or a social statement. I wanted to heal myself, for myself, by myself. I figured I'd given birth 4 times before. Why not commit to spending the next 10 months giving birth to a new me, rebuilding my cells one by one. For the first time, what I put in my mind became as important as what I put in my mouth. Did it get redundant? Sure. But when a baby is in the womb, she's isolated from the world for a reason. It's so that there are no distractions as she's being formed. Can you imagine if as each organ was created, the outside world could comment and say, what kind of ears are those? What kind of kidney is that? That would be ridiculous. Because for anything to grow, there needs to be an intense amount of love, positivity, focus, and deliberate repetitive actions taking place over and over again. I began to realize that I'd been looking for something more, but the more had to come from inside of me. As a part of my daily repetitive action, I decided to push myself to heal, to go back to each version of myself, Each time I felt disconnected from the world, each forced smile, and tell that girl that she was perfect and always has been. Self-love became my deliberate, repetitive action every day. My oldest son was the first to notice how happy I was becoming. A 7-year-old budding chef at the time, he wanted to learn how to make plant-based versions of his favorite foods. So we got in the kitchen and figured out how to make what he liked. Soon everyone in the house was following this new lifestyle, all the way down to my little 1.5-year-old. Although on a typical day, they ate pretty healthy, I tried to make weekends extra fun and research vegan versions of everything they'd like. We posted our meals on Instagram and started connecting with other people in the plant-based world for the first time after so many years of feeling disconnected. We started shopping at Whole Foods as a family. We even ran into a vegan chef and ended up at his restaurant, something I wasn't even sure I was ready to do just yet. But we kept exploring and finding new places to go and new foods to explore. But more importantly, we were learning to create awesome, simple recipes for some of our favorite foods. We even made an effort to spend more time out in nature together. Look at the moon, guys. Tell me where you going. You going on an adventure? Yeah, go ahead. Life really felt like a new adventure. My husband and I even made time to go on dates for the first time in years. I felt happy because I was actually healing myself, and all the while, the scale never stopped moving. Even if it moved slowly some weeks, it was still moving. It was like the greatest gift I'd ever given myself. I was changing myself from the inside out. In a weird way, because I was starting to believe without a doubt that I was whole and had always been whole, my cracks were finally filling in. My pain in my lower back went away, my headaches went away, and my skin started to clear up. The more I connected with my younger self and healed from the emotional pain of my past, the more weight I lost and the healthier I became. At my 10-month mark, I was 188 pounds. I was down 74 pounds. I was ecstatic. When I compared photos of how I looked in college to how I looked after starting my plant-based lifestyle, I genuinely looked 10 years younger. Even my hair not only grew fuller and softer, but it went from brittle and coarse to a texture I'd never had in my entire life. And as for our little vegans, 2 years later, they're still going strong. They're just as excited about this plant-based adventure we've been on, and they are thrilled about more family blessings on the way. Yes, my husband and I are expecting baby number 5 this summer, and so I'm really excited, of course, because this is my first vegan pregnancy. I'm actually in my 3rd trimester right now, so the baby is due in the next few months, and so I will be sharing vegan pregnancy videos and what I ate today videos and sharing that with you guys, but I also will be sharing exactly what I ate to lose the 60 pounds that I lost. And then I'll also be sharing how my family transitioned over the course of the past 2 years. And my kids will be showing you guys some of their favorite vegan foods and some of the favorite recipes that we've created, such as the best vegan mac and cheese or the best mac and cheese you'll find anywhere. and what else? I mean, pretty much anything you can think of. Chocolate chip cookies, popcorn chicken hacks. Like, we just have a lot of different cool things to share with you guys. So I hope that you guys follow along. I hope that you guys hit that subscribe button if any of this stuff sounds like stuff that you'd be interested in. I look forward to sharing my journey with all of you guys and continuing my weight loss journey once I am done having baby number 5. And so I hope you guys are excited about following along, and I will see you guys in the next video.